I ate around 1,100 meals out. I'm pretty embarrassed to say that, in the space of a year when living in Bali, but I didn't actually gain weight. In fact, at times I got smaller. So I want to share with you in this video why not to worry when you're in a fat loss phase about your meals out. Because if I can eat that many and not gain weight, you're 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in the month, you don't have to worry about them. A little bit about my background when it comes to health and fitness. I've been down so many rabbit holes in my journey. I started off and I just got obsessed with keeping really skinny, really lean, went down the bodybuilding, massively had body dysmorphia, thought I was fat when I wasn't. I then went traveling, and the eating disorder started way before that. I used to eat the same meals every day, going to Thailand, and then all of a sudden eating pad thai for breakfast. That massively affected me, and then came a binge eating disorder, followed by a bulimia. I was trying to exercise off every single calorie I overate on. This meant some days I was eating 600 calories and burning off 1,500 calories. I was in a really, really dark place. I worked with emotional eating specialists, binge eating specialists, therapists, coaches, and it took years to get rid of that bad relationship to food in my body. But I really want to share with you the switch. Hold with me, because this will all make sense and tie into the video as to how I was able to eat so many meals out without guilt or shame and gaining weight. So every time I thought I was healed, I wasn't. I'd be working with a coach, and yes, we're dropping body fat again, we're feeling good, we're not touching any naughty foods. And then I'd have an outburst, I'd have a binge. I'd be constantly in this cycle of bulking, accidentally bulking, cutting, bulking, cutting, bulking, cutting. I was in that cycle for 10 years. The flip happened when I started training for high rocks. I remember seeing high rocks and thinking, there is no way I can ever do that. I hate running, I hate burpees, I hate all of that kind of movement. I just lift weights and look bustling. So I decided to enter it. And all of a sudden, food was all about fuel. I was training hard, I needed a lot of fuel. I just started eating. I was listening to my body, I stopped calorie counting, and I just started eating. Now the first 3 months I was gaining weight, I'd probably say fairly quickly for someone of my size. I'm just 5'1" and 50 odd kilos. And then it all kind of balanced out a little bit, because I wasn't trying to restrict my body, I was just giving it what it was asking for in that moment. And then it all started to level out, and I was able to match the amount of food that I needed with how much training I am doing. Anyway, did my last high rocks, and I was doing high rock stuff for 3 years. And then I decided to go all in on creating an online business, and I moved to Bali. Now, if you've gone to Bali before, you will see it actually is more affordable if you just eat your meals out. I've gone from prepping my meals, I'm eating every single meal out. That wasn't the plan, but it just felt easier. Time is money and all that. But I didn't gain weight. Just went out and made sure I picked meals that are high in protein, that always contain carbs for energy, always had fruits and vegetables in. I say always, I probably say 80% of the time. If I really craved a burger, if I really craved pizza, I'd be eating it. Anyway, there were times I was actually even losing weight and I was having to force more food in. For some reason, when I moved to Bali, I only ever wanted 3 meals a day, maybe an ice cream or something like that. I didn't really snack. I wasn't really that hungry. My appetite just reduced a little bit, which obviously made it easier. And then I would jump on the scales just to see where I'm at, and I was roughly the same weight. So I was managing that really well. And the big reason why is because I didn't feel guilt or shame if I had pizza. I just made my next meal more nutritious because I want to feel good, not because I feel bad and I want to punish myself. At the end of the day, for me, the food choices that I make are because I want to feel good inside, which is why it's so easy to pick 80% nutritious food. So the meals I would pick would be chicken dishes with maybe some rice or potato and some vegetables. I may have a healthy curry, but again, if I'm having something like a curry, which is higher in calories in my head, I'm naturally then going, we don't need to have a big milky sugary coffee today, we're going to have a black Americano. So I'm naturally now balancing things out, but it doesn't feel restrictive. One thing I will say, when you live this way and you eat more intuitively, there's going to be moments where your body fluctuates and all of a sudden you feel like you're going the other way. You feel like you're gaining quite a bit of body fat. I say quite a bit, in my head it really wasn't that much. But then when that happens, I just think, okay, do I want to be a little bit more mindful now? Because sometimes we can just go down a path where we're not as mindful And then all I would do is just be a little bit more mindful. So instead of eating the massive portion of rice that they give you, I'd just eat half. I'd like stop when I'm full. I'd eat slower, and then it would balance itself out again. The same goes when I feel like I'm losing weight and I don't want to, and then start asking for double chicken on my plate. It is important to know that your body is gonna fluctuate when you are not calorie counting and when you are not knowing exactly what it is that you are consuming. But when it comes from a kind place, it's easy. It's not, oh, I'm getting fat, I need to stop, I need to restrict. It's, I'm really not feeling that good. I'm feeling a bit bleh. I'm just gonna be a little bit more mindful, make small little switches to my meals. It's also important to know that your body image can change after having one meal. So if you have something, if you're used to eating really well and then you have, say, a pizza or a burger and chips or something really salty, you can feel like you gained a good few kilos the next day. You've got more water retention, you're feeling blur. Now it's important in that moment to just go, it's because I ate that pizza or I ate that burger, and just be kind to yourself and just get back to eating food that makes you feel good inside. I can fluctuate quite differently. One minute I can see my abs, one minute I cannot. But it's about not being mean and understanding it's because of the food that I'm eating, or maybe I'm a little bit more constipated, or maybe I'm a little bit more dehydrated. These things do happen. Other things that help keep me in shape without any cooking and just eating out all the time are my non-negotiables. So my daily non-negotiables are hitting 8,000 steps per day. Nothing crazy. Don't get me wrong, there's weeks where it slips and I have to pull myself back. Living in places like Bali and Thailand, it can be really, really challenging to keep your steps, especially in rainy season. There isn't just pavements on the streets that you can just walk along and feel safe. You're walking on roads. So there are some really, really bad days with steps, but I try to make it up with some better days, or just more cycling on a bike. But again, it's not coming from I want to burn off my food. It's coming from because this makes me feel good. If I don't do it, my back hurts. So I kind of have to do it to make me feel good. Other non-negotiables is always making sure that I'm drinking enough water each day, really, really prioritizing sleep. Next, it's having a decent amount of muscle mass. So if you are focusing on building muscle, naturally you're going to be able to eat more one day. So I can eat more than the average 50 odd kilo woman, but it's because I've got muscle mass. Another really important thing to look at is your stress. I have always been someone that when I feel upset, sad, low, I just want to eat loads of cake and chocolate. However, what I've been doing here is I've really been utilising journaling, meditation. Like, I'll be honest with you, life has not been easy the past couple of years with growing an online business, having very little money in the bank to do that and start that. There's been so much self-doubt. It's been a bit of an emotional roller coaster, to be honest with you. And journaling kept me grounded so much when I was struggling. Writing down how I'm feeling and what can I do to make myself feel better? Why is everything going to be okay? Do I actually have a fact and evidence for that worry that is going around and round and round and round in my head? Put it all out on paper can help you out big time, which can then help with not turning to food when you're feeling emotional. The reason for this video is to show you that you do not have to worry if you've got lots of socials. If you've got socials every single weekend, there are things that you can do. Even if it means having that day at a maintenance day, in 6 other deficit days, fat loss is going to happen. We all panic and flop around and think, oh no, I've got social events, so I might as well screw up the rest of the week. That is not the case. I'm a girl that was actually losing weight, eating up 3 meals a day. You have the control to choose what you want to eat. And yes, if you go out and the menu that someone's chosen the place and it's not a great menu, literally just eat that meal, no guilt, no shame, get up the next day, start the day with a nutritious breakfast and go again. It will not make a blind bit of difference. It's when you start getting into your head that you have failed, you feel guilt, you feel shame, that's when you don't make progress. But to make this all easier for you, if you have your step count, if you're moving daily, if you're not just sat static all the time, if you are resistance training to focus on building some muscle tissue, if you're in an energy deficit most of the time and you have a couple days a week, even at maintenance, you're still going to make progress. So do not let those meals out get in your way.